The Healing Hour, November the 7th, 2017. This is a short discussion on the matrix, our choices between human mind consciousness and our true nature. Are you ready to get out of the matrix? So here are some Access Consciousness clearing statements to help you make some intelligent choices. So this is a recorded conversation with Jonathan Burkinshaw using Access Consciousness. I apologize for the poor quality of sound, but the information is well worth listening to, so enjoy.
So what energy is consciousness throughout all space and dimensions, known and unknown, where we stuck ourselves from being seen and being heard for
who we are.
Yeah, for who we are. Finding energy I'm kind of getting is more in regards to the repercussions of being the person, or even though we're just a neutral party sharing the information, but there's definitely an underlining sharing for the party receiving it, not being open to it, even though it's neutral on our end.
Yeah, there's two aspects to the thing, because that's sort of a subset. And I would say the two aspects are human mind conscious, which is a matrix on which we're locked into false belief, earth and our body, that we need to show up and do this and do that and fit in, whether it be through our parents don't do that, or whether it's our whatever programming, or you need to work hard to succeed, or whatever those programs are, all us to brings in every thought, word, and deed. And that we have the divine right to create the world we want to live in. Number one, so that's let's just call that the matrix that we get caught in. And then there's the other side, which is our true ours. We're loved by God, or infinite source, or however we want to describe that. Always have been, always will. Well, we're already enlightened. The only thing that's in the way of not understanding that is ourselves. Which comes to what you are saying as, what part of us is disallowing ourselves to accept the voice of our higher selves that can guide us in every moment. And I think that's what you're getting at. Is that correct?
Yeah, what I know through a little bit when you're sharing was this kind of clearing of where are we all collectively collecting for lack of a better word, the crap, as a way of being conscious to be totally received, was just kind of where we hey, we're this, like you said, this sovereign gift out there, and we can shift and take it upon ourselves to perhaps empathically bring all this stuff to us to kind of jam up our energetic awareness, and then we have to collect as much of this stuff as possible, and then once it's down to the point, then we clear it just to kind of show how powerful.
Yeah, it seems like a really the time. I mean, why do we want to struggle in the matrix? Why do we feel that we clear all this stuff when in actual fact, in any moment we can choose to step out of it and not be part of it? So it's literally like, why do we choose to be on the dark, good and bad, evil and right, and make judgments and everything when we can step off into our divinity where we just see it as one? There's light and there's dark, there's coming and there's going, there's a season, all transformation and change. And so what we want to show up in our lives have much more ease. I get what you're saying. Why do we want to, why do we think that there's something noble in the struggle? Why do we through thought that feel negative? And there's a struggle, even then it's only through sacrifice, or in our humility that we can learn. And I'm not so sure I want to buy into that. I'm all for ease and grace. Yes, stuff's going to, but really, whatever it shows up, we have a choice. Do we want to get on our knees and, say, oh, poor me, and, I fall upon the thorns of life, or we don't want to step into it, what it is, and rectify inside of ourselves so it never has to show up that way again. So that's sort of how I'm getting at this.
A lot of people are buying into what I like to call the Rudy effect. Rudy from the film, where he's the underdog, based on a true story, where people like to cheer on the underdog. So we're in this reality to weave that energy on, to be the underdog, to kind of overcome adversity, to endure the struggle like you were talking about, and then through that struggle be glorified, like you said, just owning our sovereignty and our gifts and abilities from the get-go, and creating a matrix reality that's ease and shows up instantaneously without any effort and whatever. And perhaps that's kind of an interesting energy to feel. They can't receive it unless they go through that underdog struggle to open up the gate of that gift that Jesus carrying out, and people kind of taunting and this and that, and then he has to sort of self-sacrifice through that process.
Yeah, and the wounded warrior, I'm wounded, I can't really feel the
which through sacrifice, honored all those energies in the space of grace and so on. So, if you subscribe to that, it's like, we're all.
So, and why don't you do it? Which is surrendering all those, all those agreements, bondages that we made, allegiances we swore to.
So everywhere we acted into throughout all time, space, dimensions, all the oaths, vows, communities, fealties, commitments, and pledges and honorings to continually be in the struggle to lock up these, and everywhere we feel we had to be the overlord of this reality, to suppress others from their gifts. Can we try and create all of those commitment fealties, those bonds, that we were the suppressed beings, to allow that contract to be fulfilled, to usher in this new space of grace? Can we revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, and try and create all of that? Dimensions, known and unknown.
Then the other part of this, I think, that is, the beauty of this group and any group is the power of the group. Is this group just here because we want to learn how to clear ourselves for our own betterment, which is really a great place to start? Or are we learning how to do this so we can, or are we learning how to do this so we can help those in our families and our loved ones and our clients? Are we learning how to do this so we can be part of the planetary cleanup crew? So, these are all gradient levels, but the power of the group, is insurmountable. It's really not even that when we come together in a place like this, or in a group like this, and we share our consciousness and put our attention on clearing something and then installing a new way of being, that it has a multiplier effect that is, astronomical, so that the whole is far greater than the sum of the parts. And I'm hoping that this group of 2,000 can begin to play with that reality and people on the same path. And I don't mean this in terms of being a leader person, in the terms of me inspiring others to become sovereign human beings and take on that personal power themselves, and then come to the group and as a collective of beings, so particular leader can direct the end of the sorts of, whether it's be building houses, people, hospitals, governments, nation, planet, whatever.
And then, like you touched on earlier, in our energetic team, for that support to work beyond the veil, those people, and that are going to be a contribution to actually whatever that intention is for you to create, whether, like you said, it's going off and building a nation or building a project, or even have a solo home for yourself, your family, your home around you, and just kind of giving that energetic team the job to play a role in exposing or being anyone in your energetic field being more transparent and open and honest of their own gifts and abilities, so they can see the light as well, and to more people on a global scale and interplanetary scale as well.
Yeah, you brought in an interesting point there, and there's really, if you want to sort of do a diagram, there's sort of three spheres. I'm sure there's many, but this is a simplified way of looking at it. If you draw one sphere of elementals, and then you overlap that sphere with humans, and then you do another one that that overlaps those other two. So now you have a vesica pipe is humans and elementals. Now the elementals, are doing weather and rectify the weather modification and all the geoengineering that's going on the planet and crazy things that humans are trying to do to population control and all that. And we don't need to get into it, but the elementals rectify out to tame the storms and to calm the fires and all that, which is part of the planetary cleansing that we're going. It makes this big shift. So, intending statements and through our invocations, we can bring about change and transformation because we're far more powerful than we know we are. And then that part that you were talking about, the angelic kingdom, the higher kingdoms, where consciousness or other, are all those divine mother or divine beings to light, or however you want to do it, call them. Our actions can't do what they need to do without the system. Humans really can't do what they need to do without the assistance of those other two realms, which one being the element angel. So, we're unique in that we're halfway between those. We're the bridge. That's what planetary stewardship means in my mind's eye, is to be able to call this energy down, to make this between in the invocation, to make this a better world to live in, and by clearing what we don't want, social level, whether it's on the family level, the group level, the country level, or the global or planetary level, or even intergalactic level. So I'm bringing up these insights because that's the higher levels of where we're going with this group.
Yeah, and it's one thing to care of and it's another taking action steps in this reality to sort of build with for example, a lovely biblical figure who, flood is coming, build a boat, through dowsing and whatever modality it is, using your energetic awareness of, something's coming, what action steps were employed to not necessarily be at the effects of this versus other people who might have gifts and abilities and insights of whatever might be coming on, whether it's a geographical shifts in the environment or even energy and things coming at you from whether it's your home life, family life, work life, or social life, just kind of being aware of, there's a weird energy here. Okay, I'm going to take the conscious step, shift, change, heal this, or remove yourself from the situation and consciously create somewhere else. And is enough there. So, no, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, John, for showing up on the healing hour and bringing your perspective. I think it's, especially as we're at this magical turnaround, 2000, 2,000 strong.
2,000 plus.
2,000. So I
Share
think,
this on your social media. There's two.
yes, please do.
For continual tools with
Yeah, continual tools for transformation. And, we've been housing and clearing, but, there are opportunity to bring on theta, access consciousness, and other help in this cleanup. So, well, I've been focusing on one particular modality. We do have Janet Charette, who's visiting a 3-month intensive with a theta background, who just joined us on the show with an access consciousness background. And so we have different modalities that we can use to bring us closer to clearing what we don't and what we do want. So we're past the hour here. We're going to wrap this up and thank everybody that's listening to this now or in the future. So in place next week at 3 p.m. Pacific Healing Hour. This is Tyhson Banighen, the Energy Detective and the Inner Game Master Coach. We're signing off and thank you for showing up, and so be wealthy, healthy, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now. For further discussion on these topics, why not show up on the Healing Hour every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find us at the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy Facebook page. If you have questions that you'd like to have be answered on the show, then head over to the Dowsing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group and ask your question there. Every Tuesday, we tune in and answer your questions and bring about the clearing that you would like in your life, whether it have to do with you, your loved ones, your clients, your house, your place of work, your car. Let's help make this a better world to live in. So why not show up and learn how to do this for yourself and for your loved ones. Until then, we'll see you next week.